माननीय सदस्य सुश्री जून मालिया जी।
Thank you, Madam. I rise to speak on the demand for grants for Indian Railways for the financial year 25-26. While this government claims to be modernizing the railways, the reality is that our railway system is still plagued by delayed projects, poor infrastructure, declining safety standards, and passenger inconvenience. Indian Railways is the lifeline of our nation, carrying millions of passengers every day. It is a symbol of connectivity, economic growth, and national integration. However, the manner in which the railway sector is being managed raises serious concerns. This budget is long on promises but short on delivery. It fails to address some of the most pressing issues that impact passengers, railway employees, and freight transporters. So, Madam, let's start with the Amrit Bharat Station Scheme, which was launched to modernize railway stations across the country. While the government made grand announcements about station redevelopment and better passenger amenities, on ground, progress is painfully slow. Madam, according to a recent report by the Telegraph, the union budget for the year 2025-2026 has allocated rupees 13,950 crores for railway projects in Bengal, as told by our Honorable Railway Minister. The report also says that our Honorable Prime Minister has undertaken a mission to modernize and expand the railway network in Bengal, to build new stations, improve passenger amenities, and run new trains. Madam, the state currently has rupees 68,000 crores of investment in railways. Although our Honorable Railway Minister boasts that the allocation made by our Honorable Prime Minister is 3 times that made by Srimati Mamata Banerjee during her tenure as the Union Railway Minister, he did not give a clear breakup of the allocation for the individual reports, thus making it non-transparent. Our Honorable Railway Minister has informed that 101 stations in West Bengal are being modernized under the Amrit Bharat Station Scheme, which was introduced in the year 2022. Despite the allocation of rupees 1,503 crores in the financial year 2023 for the redevelopment of 37 railway stations across the state, there has been little or no visible progress. Let's take the Mednipur, Kharagpur and Shalboni railway stations, which falls in my Lok Sabha Kendra, as an example. Work is progressing at a snail's pace, and passengers continue to suffer from inadequate facilities, Madam. The promised underpasses and road overbridges at Daton, Belda and Mednipur remain stuck in bureaucratic delays. Despite repeated assurances, there is no visible progress on these critical projects. This raises a fundamental question. If the central government cannot complete ongoing projects efficiently, how can we trust its big promises for the future? Another major issue that has been completely ignored is train delays. In the Adra division, passenger and express trains have been consistently running late for over a year. Important trains like the Howrah-Purulia Express and Bhadrak Express are facing severe delays, causing problems for thousands of daily commuters. Despite repeated complaints from passengers, the government has done nothing to address the root causes of these delays. Instead of investing in better scheduling, improved signaling, and track maintenance, the budget only talks about expanding new routes without fixing the problems on existing ones. If the government truly wants to improve railways, it must first fix the existing network before making tall promises about expansion. In many places where railway projects are being completed, quality is a major issue. Take the railway underpasses in Shalboni, again in my Lok Sabha. These structures, which should last for decades, at least decades, Madam, are already crumbling within 6 months to a year. Corruption and poor execution have led to structurally weak railway projects, which are not only a waste of public money, but also a serious safety hazard. Why is the government not taking strict action against contractors and officials responsible for such substandard work, Madam? Why is there no accountability for taxpayers' money? Government fails to address the corruption and inefficiency that plague railway construction and maintenance. Another issue that must be addressed is the inhuman eviction of railway colonies residents in Kharagpur and other railway towns. Many families have been living in railway quarters for over 50 years, yet they are now being forcibly evicted without any proper rehabilitation plan. These are railway employees, daily wage workers, and their families who have nowhere else to go. If the government wants to reclaim land for development, it must first ensure a humane and, ma'am, please give me 3 minutes, humane and fair relocation plan for these residents. Instead, railway authorities are using harsh eviction tactics, ignoring the basic human rights of these people. This kind of insensitive policy making is unacceptable and must be strongly opposed. Madam, I want to raise concerns about the gradual privatization of Indian Railways. While the government claims that the privatization will improve efficiency, in reality, it is making train travel more expensive for common people. Introduction of premium trains at high fares while neglecting affordable sleeper class travel is a clear sign that the government is favoring elite passengers over the common man. Rather than strengthening the public railway system, this government is pushing private investment at the cost of affordability. This is not the vision that Indian Railways was built upon. Before I finish, I would like to say that the Honorable Railway Minister is quick to criticize Mamata Banerjee and her tenure as a railway minister, but let me remind him, Mamata Banerjee's tenure is remembered for passenger-friendly policies, introduction of new trains, and a focus on affordable travel. Her initiatives, especially Duronto Express, Garib Rath, and women's safety measures remain significant contribution to Indian Railways. She promoted early trials of ACD, anti-collision devices, which later evolved to more advanced technologies like Kavach. She allocated higher funds for track maintenance and accident prevention measures. Her tenure saw the introduction of better signaling systems and CCTV surveillance at key stations. This is just a few of the many things that she did as a railway minister. Lastly, Honourable Speaker, the Indian Railways is not just a mode of transport. It is the backbone of our economy and a symbol of national integration. The lifeline of a nation cannot be run on empty promises and delayed projects, madam. If this government truly cares about railways, let actions speak louder than words, because development is not measured by announcement, but by execution. This budget lacks the urgency, vision, and accountability that Indian Railways desperately needs. Until real reforms are prioritized, we cannot, in good conscience, support this demand for grants. Thank you, madam. Jai Hind, Joy Bangla, Joy Midnapur.